Hi, welcome to this reading. As all of the other YouTube tarot readers seem to say, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So let's begin. Okay, I actually had a moment earlier where I saw pretty much this exact card. I was just outside taking my dog out, and I don't know if it was the bright light or what it was, but I very distinctly remember saying to myself, oh, it's very much like the womb card. Unsurprising that this would come out. I don't know if I can show the vessel card on YouTube, but it's a woman who very much looks like she's in the Venus de Milo pose, and she's inside of half of an egg. It's almost like she's afraid to leave the nest. She's surrounded by a void. There is this light off in the distance. She seems to be focused on this light, and it's hitting me very much like some sort of a passion. Something that's been gestating within whomever this reading is for quite a while. Maybe what you would consider to be your life's purpose. The next card is the Poet. It's this person holding a crystal ball, or it looks like a crystal ball, and a bunch of crows are coming out of this person's head. It's kind of like they're transforming themselves from one into the many, if that makes any sense to anybody. Sometimes we forget that we are not just an individual, but we are a collective of individuals. We are a group of particles, or a grouping of particles, and those particles are interacting with all of these other particles at every single moment of the day, every day, vibrating at our own frequencies, and usually we're attracting those same frequencies back to us. The Poet is kind of clutching on to this crystal ball and cradling it. Almost letting the experience take place, but I'm feeling hesitancy. You have these really vibrant areas of indigo and blue, which, if you know anything about the chakras, are indicative of, the higher, what's perceived as the higher chakras. But in this card, the Poet is more surrounded by that deep sacral energy, the same kind of coloring that you see in this card, that orange color, orangish yellow color for the sacral and solar plexus. And this seems to be saying that we have to clear out some things in our life that really are holding us back. There may be false beliefs. I can see in like these little shades of red that are just like little dots in this. There are a couple of them. Self-doubts, things like that. We just exited the year of the snake. And that's a year that's really about reflection, and it's getting us ready for transformation. There's an uptick of intuitiveness during that time. The year of the snake is also very much representative of, shedding away old layers of self and really adopting new layers. The year of the fire horse brings with it a lot of fiery, very passionate changes, very rapid changes. It's a it's going to be a very intense year. A lot of, I feel, deep transformations, either within the self or externally. But before any of that can take place, we have to kind of go back to where it all began. In the womb card, we see the triangle of manifestation right here. We have spirit on the bottom, and then we have our grounding elements right there. If we turn this upside down, then we have our triangle of enlightenment. So our grounding elements, matter, the physical world, and then the mind. So mind over matter. Whereas when we are manifesting, it is very much, we are thinking about it to create it. To get to that creation state, you have to get through this little bit of a void still left to go. I'm seeing this collective as that little gold bit in the middle of the card there. And the journey is never over. We might think that we've unpacked it all just to find out that, oh my God, I have like 50 more things I have to figure out. But it's a process that's worth going through, and it's a process that will definitely transform your life. All of this red, orange, and yellow is really bringing me back to the root, sacral, and solar plexus, and really going through the things that are holding you back, false beliefs, possibly something from childhood, as we do have the red right here, but it's some sort of a feeling that's keeping us grounded in a more negative energy rather than allowing us to grow internally and also therefore externally. This could even be about finding what it is that really is that thing that lights your fire, that really makes you want to get up out of bed in the morning and go about your day and enjoy every second of it. Alright, so on the bottom we have the Queen of Cups. And let me work out this mess really fast. Okay, this feels a lot like a story, so I'm gonna read it like that. As I was talking about with the womb card, we have the Magician. He is typically considered the master manifester in the deck. This is the energy that you're trying to get into, and I mean that we're all trying to get into in one way or another. Like I said, we're all on this journey together. The Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands. This really does feel like someone is unhappy with the way things are going, is looking to change whatever it may be. Maybe it's career, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's their internal state, how they feel about themselves, becoming comfortable with themselves and being able to allow the universe to dissolve them, to put them back together into a wholer, more full version of themselves. And with the Ace of Wands, with the Three of Wands, it's really striking me that the universe hears you. It hears your call. It's saying, hey, we know you're dissatisfied. We know you're looking elsewhere for something. Here's a little spark. Here's a little passion for you to get motivated, to get going. One way that I've heard you can differentiate between intuition and anxiety is actually to take note of where you feel it. Do you feel it in your chest, like a tightening in your chest? Maybe your heart starts to race? Or is it down in kind of like your solar plexus or even sacral or root areas? Where do you feel this? To really be able to appreciate, though, the types of blessings and things that might be coming your way, it feels like someone might need to either learn how to have boundaries or perhaps have better boundaries. You're being called to embody the Queen of Swords energy. And I very much love this energy because one of her hands is outstretched in a very compassionate way. Like, hey, tell me your problems. I'm all ears. And then the other hand clutches a sword. She's not going to take your bullshit. She also has a butterfly at the bottom of her throne, and butterflies are often associated with a metamorphosis, which seems to be exactly what we're talking about right here with the poet. The clouds around her might cause a fog for some people, but not this chick right here. She can see right through it. And perhaps that's also why we have this little crystal ball. You're learning how to see through the bullshit. You're learning how to see, period. Maybe you're beginning to start to see the universe how it truly is. I like to say to myself that the spoon is not real. It's a Matrix reference. So if you love the Matrix movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's very much true. The spoon is not real. This reality that we are living in is our external matter-based reality. What we're talking about up here, we're talking about experiencing a reality that is unlike anything you can ever find on Earth, or anything that you can ever find in the realm of matter. There might be some sort of a partnership with the Two of Cups. This can also be emerging with yourself, and that's kind of more how I'm seeing this, is the merging of the masculine and feminine qualities together to create that whole. You see a lion's head up there. Lions represent strength. It takes a lot of strength to be able to pull yourself apart and find those really nasty spaces that you might not want to venture. Maybe they feel a lot like a void. And really digging them out, doing the shadow work. A lot of people have a bit of a misconception as to what shadow work is. It's the practice of going through the self and picking out the parts that are inherently negative and working to change those things. Not repressing them, not pretending that, oh yes, I'm just full of light, I can do no wrong. Because we all know that that is absolute bullshit. We're human, we all make mistakes, we all do stupid crap. That's the point. We all have to contend with that stupid crap. We all have to figure out how to embody this energy, how to be able to pull ourselves apart, which is the shadow work, to put ourselves back together. You want a merging of both sides of yourself, of all sides of yourself, of all the dualities that you might have, light, dark, masculine, feminine, sun, moon. There are a million ways to describe them. At this time, it really seems pertinent to rest, to really reflect on those aspects that cause us pain, that cause us to repeat these same cycles that we are desperately trying to get out of. The things that keep us stuck and closed in and feeling like we're in a void, where that light is just so far away it can't possibly reach us. You're being asked to take a step back and to reevaluate your beliefs, whether they be internal, external. Maybe you have traumas that are very much unresolved that need to be laid to rest. The bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. She's very much in charge of her own emotions. Notice the waters beneath her. They're kind of ripply, not really a hurricane gust, tsunami-sized waves or anything, but she understands that even in the most stressful situations, there's control over one's emotions once you can control the rest of yourself, the logical side of yourself, the more intellectual side of yourself, the side of yourself that can see someone and immediately know, okay, no, stop, don't come any closer. Or the side of yourself who is just tired of the BS in general, and you're taking a whole new stance. The Queen of Cups is busy looking at this really cool little, I honestly have no idea what it is, but it's decked out with angels, animals. I guess it's a master chalice, I'll call it. So she's sitting here focused on her master chalice. She is very much in control of her intuitive side, how she's feeling about things. Whether or not an opportunity is a good opportunity or is a complete waste of your time. So the Queen of Cups really seems to be the energy that someone is moving into right now during this metamorphosis period. Let me draw a couple of shadow work cards. The first card we have is Intimacy Shadow, Beyond Fear to Connection. And this one is reminding me of two cards that we just pulled. This one, very much so, with the masculine and feminine being shown right there, kind of mirroring the same sentiment as before, getting in touch with both the masculine and feminine sides of self. The coloring from this root chakra red to the sacral to the solar plexus yellow, reminding me a lot of this card again, with that little gold nugget feeling a lot like this spark of light that's just emanating from the heart space. So perhaps also illuminating that true passion. The second card is Forgiveness. I'm really seeing this as forgiveness of the self, just as much as I'm seeing this as forgiveness to other people. It's only when we can forgive the self that we can actually truly forgive the people around us for their slights. If we're still approaching ourselves with a kind of, I don't want to say contemptuous energy, but even a slightly hateful energy, like, I can't do this, it's too hard for me, that's all in your head. Now, if we're talking about I can't sprout wings and fly, you might be onto something. I don't think I've been wishing this for years and it hasn't happened yet. When it does though, I will let you know. And notice I said when it does. I'm still hoping. The forgiveness of the self is also what I'm seeing right here in this blossoming. It's kind of like our heart, and it is inside of a heart. And I just talked about wings, sprouting wings, and we have two wings right there. But you have something blossoming inside of the heart space, inside of your life, and you don't want to be so caught up in the more petty materialistic worries that you let this pass you by. There's also another very small heart up there that reminds me of a smaller version of this heart, which also makes me think that this has to do in some way with forgiving either a wounded masculine or a wounded feminine side of us. And maybe forgiveness isn't the right word in that context, but embracing the wounded masculine or feminine and taking steps to merge them back together, to fix them by taking them apart, picking them apart, and really analyzing what the problem is, then mushing them back together to create that whole person. Meditation would be a good way to get into the habit of doing this. There's also a very scientific way to get out of different negative modalities of thinking. If you start to notice yourself slip and talk about, I'm worthless, I can't do this, I don't have enough money, I'm not worthy of being loved, whatever the case may be, take a moment to stop yourself, take a breath, and you might want to try verbally at first just to get into the habit of doing it, because the rewiring process takes roughly 3 months. But just saying delete or cancel, something that shows the universe that, wait, hold on, I'm done with this way of thinking. I'm moving on to something new, something better, something that might actually help me in the future. Our last card is surrender. Let your soul wisdom lead the way. I want to point out that in this card, we have the triangle of manifestation. And in this card, we have the triangle. Technically, it's a pyramid, but it's a 2D card, so I'm going to call it a triangle. We have the triangle of enlightenment, leading me to believe that whomever this message is for, you're going to start to find that, yes, you're going to get into the magician energy, very much so. You are going to start to be able to manifest what you want in life. Once you really go through the shadow work and you really do the deep dives and you really clear out all the things holding you back, you're going to go so much further than that. But the thing that you're being asked to do is surrender. And this is with anything, whether it's your worries about finances, relationships, what you're going to eat for lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever. You have to let it go. You have to surrender. Surrender yourself to the universe. And that's really the only way that you're going to understand that the spoon isn't real and that you are the arbiter of your own fate. So I think I'm going to leave this here. I hope this helps someone. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again sometime.